Hello and welcome to the Real Talk and Banter podcast, the movie podcast where we discuss and review films that are at least a decade old. I'm Omari Williams.
And I'm Jay Richardson.
And today we are discussing Enemy of the State. I'm so excited for this movie right now.
Oh, okay.
I hope everyone can hear my excitement. Yes, this is my selection. This is a 1998 conspiracy thriller film starring Will Smith and Gene Hackman, amongst a bunch of other people. Yeah, very excited. You said you had seen this or you've never seen this?
I have seen Enemy of the State, but probably when it first came out, so it's been a long time.
Okay. So, but you're not as high on it. Well, you weren't as high on it as I am.
No.
When we spoke about
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you were into it.
I am, yes. So, not to give away your review or anything, but did watching this raise your feelings about the movie, keep them the same, or lower them?
Yeah, definitely rose it, I think. It has risen.
Okay, that's positive. I will take that. I'm watching it, and, I did pick out a couple of things where I'm like, okay, well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But man, this fucking movie rocks. I love this movie. I'm still as high as ever. I might be even higher because with it being almost 30 years later, and for it to still be this good, I'm like, yeah, this movie is the shit.
Not only good, but relevant, especially in our day and age.
Relevant. So we all know the star of this movie, Will Smith. All right. Will Smith. So, Enemy of the State came out in 1998. This concludes an absolute heater that Will Smith was on. Can you name the previous 3 movies that Will Smith starred in? Each of them came out in a year prior. So, there was one in 1997, one in 1996, one in 1995.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, well, one is Bad Boys.
That's 1995, correct?
Yeah.
Next.
Oh my God.
Come on. This is you didn't think that I was gonna ask you Will Smith trivia?
I did. I thought you were gonna go like director. I thought you were gonna go down John Voight. Actually, is where I was going. So I kind of stocked up there.
Really? You might have to ask me those questions. I didn't look at John Voight at all.
Oh my God. Okay. Whew. Wow. Okay.
You're overthinking. I am. Our listeners are screaming at you.
They probably are. Okay, we got Bad Boys for sure. Okay. Will Smith. He's tall. He's dark. He's handsome.
Oh my gosh, this vamping is terrible.
I know. I just. He's tall.
Oh my gosh. All right, both of these movies are dealing with extraterrestrials.
Oh, Independence Day. Oh my God.
In 1996, and then in 1997,
Men in Black.
Come on now.
Oh my God.
I had to put our listeners out of their misery. I'm sorry, everyone.
Well, aliens.
Incredible. Listen, this was an incredible streak from Will Smith. There were movies before 1995, and I was being kind to you by not asking you what those are, because I don't even know what those are. But he did start in 1992 with Where the Day Takes You. Made in America was in 1993. And then 6 Degrees of Separation in 1993 as well.
Yeah.
95 to 1998 has to be one of the best 4-year runs in just the history of Hollywood. I am saying that with little to no research to back up that claim, but I'm going to stand by it. That is a hell of a 4-movie run. What movie ended the streak? What was the movie that came out in 1999 after Enemy of the State?
First of all, I'm surprised you haven't seen 6 Degrees of Separation, because that's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. It ranks very high.
Yeah.
People consider it one of his better movies, best movies. And I know I've never seen it.
Okay, maybe we gotta add that one there. So 1999. So Men in Black. Something else. Something else. Something blackety black. Wild West. Wild West.
Wild Wild West was the
I said
movie
something
that
black,
followed up
black.
Enemy of the
Jesus
State.
Christ.
Yeah,
Thank
I
God I'm
was
black
gonna
because
ignore
canceled.
that. My gosh. Yeah. So yeah. So Wild Wild West, which affectionate place in the heart as a
I actually
child.
like
I
Wild
remember
Wild
Wild
West.
West
I'm gonna be
coming up.
honest.
No,
I actually like it.
Sure. And there's nothing wrong with liking it.
Yeah.
However,
Is it good?
It's not.
No.
It's not rated very well.
No.
It's not. And I haven't seen it in a long time. I watched it all the time as a kid. I loved it then.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I would feel about it now.
I think I've watched it in the
we're
last
not talking about...
3 or 4 years. But
get out of here.
I'm
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's on Tubi. So I was like, hell yeah.
Gosh. Oh, you and this Tubi thing. No free ads, okay?
At this point, Tubi better start giving me some money because I mentioned them at least 3 times in a podcast.
It's funny you say that. Where did you watch Enemy of the State? Was it on Tubi?
No, it was on Peacock.
Peacock. Okay, yeah, that's where I watched it as well. All right. So, yeah, anybody want to watch Enemy of the State? Go to Peacock, or I'm sure you could rent or buy it off of Amazon Prime, of course.
Find it on your VHS.
19 VHS. Gosh. Well, thanks for alienating a bunch of our listeners. They don't know what the hell a VHS is.
Yeah.
All right. Enemy of the State was released in November 20th, 1998.
Mm-hmm.
It opened that weekend number 2 in the box office. It was edged out by an animated film. An animated film that was very popular on the Nickelodeon network. That is a very big hint I just gave you.
An animated film that was very popular. Yep. Rugrats?
The Rugrats movie edged out Enemy of the State that they released that same weekend. Rugrats made 6.7 mil that weekend. Enemy of the State made 6.3 million. So very, very close. 1998 was a huge year for movies. Let's get into this movie. So the movie starts off and you have Reynolds, who is the NSA deputy director, and his
I think
goons.
He's trying to get to be the deputy director.
You're right. He's assistant director. Correction. So he's with his goons. He meets with this congressman or state senator.
I think he was congressman.
He meets with his congressman.
Phillip, maybe? Something like that.
And they discuss him because there's this Phil Hammersley is the congressman. There's this counterterrorism bill that's going out there, and essentially NSA wants to be able to extend their reach and their abilities into the American people and have some more liberty with how they're able to conduct surveillance, in the U.S. against citizens. Congressman is like, no, I don't. This is nuts. And also, I'm walking my dog. I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Reynolds was not a fan, so he killed him.
Yeah.
And then they staged it to look like he had a heart attack, and his car rolled back into the lake. Yeah. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to them, there's a wildlife reserve. Not wildlife reserve. There's a photographer. He watches geese.
Wild geese. Just a single goose out there.
Specific goose.
One single goose out there. Like, there you go, Amanda. I'm like, what the fuck?
So he has cameras set up so he can capture the geese, and he inadvertently captured the murder, and that sets off the whole premise of the movie. NSA becomes aware of this recording, and now they're trying to get it back before they can be exposed. Now,
let's start with that first scene.
Yeah, please.
Oh, you look like you were going to get into it. Go.
Oh, no. Well, no. So I was just going to say that, the NSA, because it's funny, the NSA responded to this movie kind of, and they're like, hey, man, that's not how the NSA exactly works.
Exactly.
And, yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, right. And I think the movie did want us to be like, these are just some bad actors. Not the entirety of the NSA doing this, but whatever. If you have these capabilities,
right.
How much power is too much power, right?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on this opening scene? How did that set the tone for the movie for you?
So there was 2 things happening in the beginning here. I like what I saw as far as quote unquote you had kind of the government versus the people conversation happening with like Reynolds saying, "Hey, this is what we need," and Congressman Phil, even though he was an older guy, he was still like, "No," but not just no. He's like, not only no for the privacy. You know, they were coming out with money. You know, if you need to do this, he's like, "Nah, my constituents are gonna lose their jobs." He's like, "I can't do that."
Yeah.
Like, no. So he's like, yeah, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. So you had the people versus the government, and the people fighting against the government essentially by saying, you know, Congressman Phil was kind of like your spokesperson. Which, okay, cool. I wouldn't vote for him, but you know, whatever. If I had to choose, he wasn't the right guy. And then you had Reynolds essentially trying to threaten him, and blah. He's like, I don't apply for this. You know, when you feel you have that protection, you do it, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, like you said, they killed him like out in broad daylight. I was like, is this a private? Is this a private park?
Yeah.
Because I don't
It's
know
a
how
public-ass
how
park.
no one saw this. I mean, I guess it was early in the morning, but still, it wasn't that early. Like the sun was very much out.
Lots of people go for running and exercising early in the morning.
like-
So unless they cleared the park, but he's a congressman. He's not the president or a state senator even, right? So even a congresswomen, congresswomen, they are accessible. So it's not like the Secret Service cleared the park and prevented anyone from entering it. But yeah, it was just him and the NSA in that park. Yeah.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it was private or public. It seemed kind of public considering the next part of the scene. But that was kind of broad daylight just out there. Then you have your boy, the nature enthusiast, following his one goose who just happens to see the murder. But the thing that I thought was weird with that scene was, first of all, he looked super suspicious. I thought he was working with them at first. I'm like,
oh,
okay. But then also, like, this is legit a murder scene. Like, why didn't they secure that area over there? Why was he able to just walk up and just start pulling stuff out of a box?
I mean, yeah, they just didn't set the perimeter. Why didn't? I mean, it was outside of the perimeter, so that's on law enforcement for setting a small perimeter.
Yeah, I guess
you
so.
know?
You think you just corner off like that whole area because you assume the whole like area is a crime scene.
Also, you want to question people. Well, you can't question everyone that shows up, but
no, you can't.
You would like that reserve that option because you never know if the killer, showed back up.
Yeah,
he just walked up and was like, "Oh, here's my tape." Or like, "Oh, what's that? Is that a murder? Oh, damn."
Yeah,
I'm gonna go home.
He just casually go home. I was like, okay, well, all right.
Because but no one thought it was a murder though.
Yeah, they thought it was a heart
this
attack.
guy got a heart attack and put his car in reverse. Rolled back into the lake, I guess. So that's kind of weird.
That was kind of weird.
So after that, so this set the scene. They show us the bad guys. Let's look at our good guys.
And somehow his dog was like dry and like, what's up with that?
Dry? The dog didn't go in the water.
Right. So like, if he was there with his dog, how's a dog outside of the car dry and he's in there reverse going into the lake?
Oh. I guess homeboy was abandoning his dog in the park.
Right, the dog that he loved. I'm sure.
Yeah.
They just did a bad job of setting that up. The dog was the killer there. Not the killer. Like the dog was like It's just kind of weird, Like, this is weird.
So, are you saying they should have killed the dog? Go ahead, say it. Say it out loud.
Lassie gotta go. Is all it is. Lassie
gotta
go.
Oh my gosh! Well, you heard it here first.
Lassie gotta go.
Beware of Jay and Christy Noam, partners in crime.
We're gonna get so fucking canceled, bro. If I hear a knock on my door right now, I'm letting you know I'm out, bro. I'm out, bro. That's crazy. Like, are you a citizen?
Shit.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I'm leaving that in or not. We'll see.
Oh, that legitimately made me laugh. You are crazy. I like it. Leave it in. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Yes, but where of us both? But if you're gonna build a story, you gotta build a story well. And I'm just saying, leaving the dog alone didn't build the story well. But either way, it's fine. Moving on.
Yeah, I think you're focusing too much on the dog.
Yeah.
you know. But
I was
I
sad.
hear you.
I was sad.
That is a
He
loose
ran after
thread.
the car. I was like, oh no.
He did. He did. All right, so now we get introduced to our protagonist of the movie, Robert Dean, played by Will Smith.
Willard
Carroll Smith.
We love this name. Willard.
I know.
He's going to sue us. Like, will you stop saying that?
I know. We said his name so much. Hey, let's... Never mind.
Oh, shit.
I was going to say... We should probably keep his name out of our mouths.
Man, come out of nowhere and slap the shit out of you. But like, oh, that's crazy.
Holy shit.
I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, this podcast is already off the rails.
Yeah, we didn't even get the story yet. And we ain't like...
No, we're half an hour into.
Jesus
I can't.
Christ.
Oh my god.
See, this is why.
Okay. This is why. Alright, let me try that again. Okay. Alright. So we're introduced to Robert Dean, who's played by Will Smith. And, you know, we learn that he is an attorney. He has some clients that are a little sketchy.
A little unsavory,
but they're
for sure.
Yeah. But he's working on some racketeering case, and there's this mobster, Paulie Pintero, who is, you know, involved in this. So Will Smith is, you know, trying to get to like a settlement and trying to negotiate this case. He meets with an old flame, Rachel, who's played by Lisa Bonet, who he pays her for some information, and you know, she gives him information. He's very careful to make sure that, hey, I don't want anything illegal, so we don't have a situation of like a crooked or dirty attorney here. You know, he's doing what he has to do to help his clients. And to make sure he's successful at trial or arbitration. So he receives a videotape that shows the Pinteros. What were they doing?
So part of his parole was he was not to meet with union leaders or whatever, because apparently, you know, they be doing their own kind of intimidation stuff or whatever. Yeah. So he had a video of him clearly partying with several of the union guys, and you know, so if that video got out, he would have gone back to prison, which is a hell of a thing to be part of your parole. But I guess
I know, very specific. Very specific.
His lawyer sucks. I don't know how he didn't get that thrown out.
I know.
Anyway,
he confronts Pintero and lets him know, hey, listen, I have this videotape, so leave my clients alone, you know, or else. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why Will Smith thought that would work.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just shoot him right there. I would have been like, okay.
The mobster was like, give me this tape or else I kill you. You know, like, I don't have to be like a veiled threat here. Like, I will kill you.
Yeah. He didn't pretend he had a backup. He was just like, is this the only one? He like, yeah. I'm like, oh. I would have been like,
yeah.
No, I have several, and if I'm not outside in 3 minutes, we release it to the public.
It'll
like,
be
damn,
whether
I was lying or not, but man's just like, I don't know what he thought. He had a bad plan. He thought he'd come in there with a nice suit and a videotape, and they'll be like, oh my god, no. They were ready to take him down in front of everybody.
So the only reason they didn't kill him is because they wanted to know who made it.
Right, exactly. He's like, you got a week to tell me, which I was like, why?
Yeah. Why? I don't know. I guess... Yeah, I don't know. I guess he just don't like being spied on. I mean, who likes being spied on?
I mean, yeah, for sure. So, it's very like, how did he get this tape? Because, you know, nobody else is supposed to be there. I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you got a week to tell me.
And that was like a first person. Like, that was a...
Yeah, he was staring in
this tape for a second.
What the fuck?
He's looking at the camera.
He's staring into the camera the whole time. I'm like, it's not like it's like off in the, like through bushes.
In
it's
the
like
bushes or
he's looking at the cameras. I'm like, obviously, also that leads to somebody's dirty or like spying on you because
it's in your organization. 100%.
Exactly, because it's like this is clearly 100%. Somebody's like button on their shirt was staring at you this whole time, and you're just like laughing it up
the whole time. So okay, so now we have it set. So we have, because this scene, I will say about this movie, one of the things I enjoyed is how they planted breadcrumbs and threads and just paved the way for the movie to end, so they can call back to certain scenes and, oh, we already set this up. I felt that was a good job. Nothing just kind of got thrown at you at the end. Even with, you could say the last scene was a little ridiculous, but how we got to that point to me made sense. So now the NSA, So first of all, these satellites, I'm like, at one point I'm like, so Jack Black is super smart and his computer is magic, because like, I don't know, and like these satellites are like seeing through walls and all kinds of things, and I'm like, all right, guys, this is a bit much.
Yeah.
But they find out they found out about the videotape. Daniel Zavitz is the photographer, so they found out about the tape. So they go to get the tape from him. There's a whole chase through the city, and here's one of the first coincidences in the movie. Apparently, that photographer and Will Smith went to college together, and they happened to bump into each other while he's running away from the NSA. Whatever. I don't care. Movie's got a movie.
Yeah.
So
I can buy it.
He drops the recording. Well,
you can run into an old friend.
City.
Run into an old friend.
In DC?
You can run into an old friend.
Sure. Of course, you and your college buddies, all of you stay in the same city.
I mean, they went to Georgetown, so I mean, it makes sense.
Could have moved. I don't know.
They could have.
They've been out of college at least 15 years or something.
All I'm saying is, it's plausible. It's not out of reach.
Okay. So he plans to tape on Will Smith, and trying to escape from the NSA, he gets run over by a fire truck. And why is that funny?
The fire truck took him out. Jesus Christ!
It did. They showed his body getting run over.
Yeah, they did. I mean, whatever dummy shit they did, but still.
Well, yeah, the dummy. Yeah. So I was like, damn, all right, 1998.
Yeah.
Get it. But then they found a business card of Bobby, Robert Dean, of Bobby on Daniel's body. So that's what drew their attention to Robert.
Yeah, there was a ton of and I like it because, like you said, they did do the breadcrumbs needed, where it just was like, how the fuck do they know that? Like there was evidence to follow, and they did, as they should, as a government. Correct. But it was a lot of if he didn't give him that card, what would have happened? But okay, a lot of
convenience.
But okay, I'm still in it. I still buy it. I like it. I'm following along. I like it.
After the chase ended, and Reynolds is talking to his top 8 or whatever, and he says. Whatever. He's like, I hate doing this around Christmas time. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, wait. So one,
you do this regularly,
you've done this before,
right?
And it was around Christmas.
It's like, damn, last time this happened.
Oh, I know.
So after the chase is happening, okay, great. So they start digging into what happened around the store, and this is where it starts to get a little what the fuck? So they're showing the reach of the NSA.
Yeah.
That just showed the power of one man, John Boy / Reynolds. He immediately, because they know now there's a tape, they're like, well, we're going to initiate this exercise. And man's like, well, what do you want me to tell people? He's like, oh, just, tell them it's a training exercise, but it's authorized by the FBI. And they were like, yep, okay. There was no second guessing it. There was no... checking with anyone. It was just like, yep, we're doing an exercise, and let's feign that the FBI is freaking behind it. Dude was like, yep. And they were like, oh, well, what is this? Oh, it's just an exercise, and the FBI gave approval, and it just flowed through, just word of mouth. That was it. Yeah. And all of a sudden, all resources was just targeted at this man. Satellite, full teams, bugs, this little situation room.
This all costs money.
Yeah, this all costs money. And they just immediately forget whatever the fuck you were doing over there. Now, type. There's a helicopter in the air. So they got ground troops, air troops, satellite tracing. Half the situation room is following this man, all on the dime of this. Several texts. All on the word of this man who said, oh yeah, just do it. And it was just all of a sudden.
And the vehicles, because remember when one of the vehicles got ran, those are government issued vehicles too they were using. Yeah. Like the surveillance van and stuff, all of that stuff. Yeah. So, and before we go too further, I do want to mention the FBI is involved in this too. They're in the background. They don't show up again until the end of the movie, but it is important to note the FBI are surveilling Pintero and his operation.
Mm-hmm.
So they got eyes on Bobby when he went in to confront them about the videotape, and we forget about them until the end of the movie.
Yeah, maybe that's why he kind of went in there with. I forgot about that part, but maybe that's why he went in there with a little bit of like bravado, because he's like, well, the cops are watching, so they're gonna watch me walk in. If I don't walk out. Anyway, it was just the reach of the NSA. Within seconds, essentially his life unraveled from that point.
Listen, the movie, it did a really good job showing us how powerful the NSA is or could be.
Yeah.
If they exploited that power. Yeah, so we're seeing, the reach of the NSA. After all this happens, Bobby goes home. We see his family life, right? And we get to meet his wife, Regina King. We meet his son and his son's friend. And
Dylan.
He tells Dylan. Dylan's a man. He tells his wife how he said, "Do you remember Daniel from college?" He said, "Oh, kinda." He's like, "Oh yeah, how's he doing?" And he's like, "He's dead." And she's like, "Oh my god!" And he says, "Yeah, he died practically right in front of me." I was like, "Dog."
I mean, he was kind of like up on the overpass, but Plus, he wasn't even there at all. Yeah, he was already there. Yeah.
No, he was in the. So, don't get me wrong. I would have told the story the same way.
Yeah,
but yeah, man,
I'd have been like, I tried to save him, and he just jumped in my story.
Oh my gosh. So NSA now comes to Robert's house and they want to talk to him. Oh, they're posing as cops, right?
Yeah.
And we do see. I don't know how intentional this was, but I feel like we see the power of the NSA, but we see just how fallible it is. It's just the issues, like, and it's even interpreting the data and information they're receiving, because they're like, oh, we have all this information, but because they were so off base this whole movie. For like the first like 2/3 or half of the movie, Bobby had no idea what was going on. And these guys are so convinced, oh, he has this tape. Well, he did have the tape, but still, he has this tape and he's going to use it against us. And I was like, guys, you're off base here. So they come in and remember they were talking about how anxious he was. I don't know how they could read his anxiety, but they're like, oh, he's anxious. Why is he that? He's lying. And I'm like, maybe he's anxious because 2 random white cops showed up to his house and is accosting him in the middle of the night, asking him a bunch of bullshit questions.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even consider that. They're just like, well, he has to be lying.
Yeah.
So,
well, he was being super sarcastic on top of it too.
He was.
He's like, oh, is the laundry for Rachel? He's like, nah, actually, I like to cross dress on the weekends. It's like, what the fuck? It's just funny. It had me laughing, actually.
I laughed a few times. Man, Will Smith was amazing in this movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was good.
He did a really good job. Funny when he needed to be, serious when he needed to be. It was really good.
The biggest thing about
cross-dressing line made me laugh.
Yeah, the biggest thing that Will Smith brought, the biggest thing that Will Smith brought to me was like the realness of like, there's so many movies where they drag a person is randomly dragged into a situation and all of a sudden they become an expert, and you're like, how the fuck do you know that?
Yeah.
But in this movie, Will Smith was like, he like some, he like, and what does that mean? He like some. Yeah, what does that mean? He's like, oh, blah blah blah. You click this button, blah blah. You understand? He's like, no, I don't understand.
He said no.
He's like, no. He's like, all right, well, I guess we continue with the plan. I was like, Will Smith is me. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, stop. What? Okay. I mean, whatever. God. And then the NSA again. I don't know enough about camera work. But one of the other things that bothered me again is when they were trying to decide. Well, when it was trying to decide if he had passed something to him or not. And they went into the store camera, which whatever. God. And the store camera was pointed like in one direction, and they were able to magically rotate it 90 degrees on the other side.
7-degree axle.
I was like,
"Fuck out of here!"
I was like, "What?"
Stop!
The camera did not move.
That's when I was like, is his computer magic?
Yeah,
Because what are you guys talking about?
And he's like, oh, it's a simulation. I was like, hell of a simulation. Like,
yes. So he tried to explain it away by saying, well, it's predictive. It's a sim. I'm like, nah, man. Like, I don't know. So here's the crazy thing is we don't know, right?
Yeah.
What if they did have that technology in the 90s? We just didn't know, you know? So, which is why it makes this movie so damn good. It sounds ridiculous and it sounds like magic, right? But who was it? Was it Isaac Newton that just said that, like, I don't know. Shit, I'm going to fuck that up. I don't know who said it. Wait.
Oh my God.
Oh, hold on. I want to sound super smart. We're going to pause here. So there's the Arthur C. Clarke quote that, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Have you heard that before?
I don't think I have. I mean, maybe I have it, like a version of it, but yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so, just that, there's that concept of once technology gets advanced enough, it seems like magic,
Yeah.
And so who knows if they could have done all that, rotate, enhance, magical camera work to kind of just decide. And then, they're like, okay, well, maybe the thing is in there. And well, maybe it's just a shadow. After all that, he said maybe it's just a shadow.
Yeah, he did say, maybe it was something else that shifted in his bag as he was walking. I was like, oh, okay. Because you super was focused on it a second ago. But okay. But I like what you said. It's like almost if the NSA did not interfere, he probably would have went home with it, been like, what the fuck is this? And thrown it away. Because he didn't buy it. Yep. It was open. Yep. It was, they tried to turn it on. It was scrambled. He has no idea about any of this stuff. If they had just like surveilled him and seen and like, all right, this guy really has no idea. They probably would have got away with it. But because they were so gung-ho, he must know, he has to know. They exposed themselves and exposed everything. And
they did.
Gene Hackman's character, Brim, brings that up. He's like, you're big, they're big, you're small, so you can move around, and your idea is to make them weaker as you get stronger, which is exactly what they did, because they had all the power, and then all of a sudden he did. Even though he had no idea he had the power, but they gave it to him by, like, chasing him, they froze his accounts, they tried to plan a murder on him, they did everything they could.
They did some crazy things. So they immediately go ahead and just ruin his life.
Yeah.
He gets fired from work, and this scene is so funny when the partners of the firm are questioning him. Oh my God. And they're like, have you had an affair with Rachel Banks? He said, Will Smith said, you ever beat off in the shower or have homosexual thoughts?
The silent room was silent. No one said no. They were just like silent. He's like, yeah, it's none of my fucking business.
That line delivery was amazing. Okay, but even with the whole tearing down his life thing, and Regina King is in this movie. She has a very small role. She's a supporting actor in this. I loved the chemistry between Will Smith and Regina King. Their arguments felt real to me.
Yeah.
Even when they made up later and like the silliness, when she was wearing the lingerie that he bought her and she said, you can't wear that. That's still mine. I haven't given it to you. And she's like, I was lonely. Like every interaction they had just felt real. And like you can tell just how great of an actor Regina King is in that small role. Yes. She was so memorable in it, So I really like that.
I have right here.
Because their argument gave me chills.
Oh, okay.
It did, yeah.
I have right here. Regina King is so good when she was screaming at him. When she was screaming at him. So initially, when she they're turning on his life, and it did turn out that he did have an affair with Rachel 4 years ago or something like that. And, she was, like, get out of the house, I don't want to hear it. Like, you definitely felt it with her. Like, she's a great actress for sure. I don't know.
100%.
Like, so his back against the wall. I don't know if I was his wife, whose name I don't remember right now, but if I was her. Carla. Okay, if I was Carla, I don't think I was going to believe a word he said. He's like, just believe me. And I was like, nah, there's way too much evidence. Luckily for him, she was already a conspiracy theorist, and she already kind of had that in her mind of the government does fucked up shit, which I'm aware of that as well. But I probably would not have believed it. I'm like, nah, bro, this is way too much evidence against you.
And she didn't at first, so it still even took her a while to come
she
around
got there,
to whatever.
Still.
Yeah.
I probably would not have.
So you just leaving him out.
Yeah, he was fucked. He was fucked on this end until like later. I'm like, oh,
my
bad. I mean, he set it up because he had an affair, so it's just kind of hard for me to be like.
I know.
It's like
the trust is already broken
with this particular person. It's not like he had another one. But like, nah, I don't believe that shit. Like, you already had one. I mean, and you come back and be like, I'm telling you, there's nothing going on. It's like, you mean like last time? Get the fuck out of my face.
Yep. And it's like, I literally asked you yesterday about her, and you're like, no, she's not a problem. Which, well, yes, Will Smith is like, she's not a problem because in Will Smith's mind, I'm not having an affair anymore. I'm not cheating, so she's not a problem. Yeah, and that's in his male brain. It's like, no, we're good, but he's missing that. Like, no, if she's in your life, she's a problem.
You're right.
Period.
Right.
As far as your wife is concerned,
she will always be a problem.
Yeah, so that whole scene was very real. They well acted. Awesome shit. We just watched Robert go through one of the worst days ever with him losing his job. His marriage is on the brink. He gets put out of the house. All these things are happening to him. And it's just, I'm like, these NSA fuckers are ruining his life. And he doesn't even know what they're looking for. No. And that shows you, if one of these big federal agencies or whatever just set their sights on you, they could just trample you, and you're just lost. You're hopeless.
Yeah.
He's just lucky that his ex-lover's stepfather was an ex-NSA agent, so he was able to get out of this.
That's true.
But in the real world, he was done. He would have been dead. That's it.
Yeah.
So I guess the NSA got tired of following him around, so they send this dude in to pretend to be Brill, and he finds one of the bugs to kind of earn Will Smith's trust.
Yeah, it was I like that. It was good. I probably would have believed him too. I'm like, oh, okay.
100%. I did. First time, I remember when I watched it the first time, I remember being like, oh, he finally got some help, and then I was like, oh shit, no. I guess how Brill found him. I guess Brill must have been following Will Smith around, because it's hard not to call Will Smith Will Smith. I keep going from the character. I'm just going to call him Will Smith, guys. I'm sorry. But I guess Brill must have been following Will Smith from the time he was at the ferry and all that stuff. Because he runs them off of the road, and Will Smith's on the phone, and Brill comes in and mouths to him. He said, fuck you, like he mouths that to him.
I didn't know what I thought he said follow me. Like, I don't know what he said. Did he say F you for real?
Is that what he did? I thought he said F you.
I swear he said follow me. As you can see, none of us can read lips, because I swear I see follow me.
I thought I saw F you and he walked off. So, because that's why he walked in there like all like amped up, because he did see the guy run him off the road. He saw his face, and then this guy walks in, and in my mind, he's like F you and walks away. So Will Smith's like, what's your deal? And I don't know what Will Smith thought he was going to do. Yeah. Like, obviously that guy's dangerous. He had a gun. So he's lucky he didn't get killed. But
again, I have my note. I have a note saying, Will Smith, big ass, just keeps getting kidnapped. And I don't understand. Like, Jesus Christ. This man was a damsel in distress the whole damn movie. I swear.
He was. But hey, as soon as we got when Gene Hackman got in the bathroom with him, and my note is Gene Hackman has entered the chat.
Yeah.
Because he just crushes this Brill role. And he disarms Will Smith. He quietly, he was rude as hell by pouring his chips on him. But he could have poured that shit on the ground.
I have the note. That's so greasy. That's so stupid. Bro, I was just taking notes on everything. I'm like, odds are so greasy. Why do you do that?
It's rude.
It was kind of rude.
Oh my god.
The man got one suit. Now he got fucking potato chip grease all over it.
Suit, man. So he finds most of the bugs, not all of them.
Yeah.
They go up to the rooftop. They have an exchange, and just, man, Gene Hackman. There's a movie. I'm gonna add this to my list. The movie is called The Conversation. Have you heard of this movie?
Yeah. This is
okay. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but in my research,
they were saying
came
that, up, right?
Yeah, this is the movie that kind of
like
his
a
character is
spiritual
supposed to be like,
sequel.
Yeah, like a continuation. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we gotta watch that. I don't know, just seeing if Gene Hackman is giving us more of this in that movie, I'm here for it. So,
Yeah.
and then have you seen Crimson Tide?
Yes.
I have not seen that. That's Gene Hackman and Denzel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just doing research on this movie, I'm like, oh, add this to my list, add that to my list.
There you go.
Yeah, so he realizes that the NSA is still tracking him.
Yeah.
So Brill pieces out from the top of a roof.
I don't know where he goes. Did
Batman?
He jump off the side? Because they had that.
He's gotta be Batman. Yeah.
They had that whole building under surveillance. They were on top of. There was nowhere to go. Man, just like, all right, well, it's your clothes, and don't come around me, or I'll kill you. And just walks away. And they're just like, no one follows him at that point. And I'm like, okay, which is weird. They're still focused on Will Smith. Even though they have an inkling that Will Smith can't be working alone, because all of a sudden pieces of his tracking is disappearing, all his stuff and whatever, and they just let the man walk away. I was like, all right, well that's kind of weird.
And then after this, the NSA is like, who is this guy? We need to find him.
I was like, but you had him.
You could have just picked him up off the roof.
Man, I don't know why you didn't shoot both of them. Like whatever. Like at this point.
Yeah. Well, so that's the other thing. The switch from one of the jarring things of the movie is the switch from espionage and stealthiness to
just full blown. What the? They didn't give a shit.
It happened very suddenly because, like I said, they just got tired of. Because remember, there was a stretch where Will Smith's just like catching a ferry every day, hoping to meet Brill, and I guess the NSA just got bored of staking him out. Which, what? You guys? I thought you guys were professionals, So all of a sudden, like, guns are live. We're breaking into hotel rooms. We're doing this. We're chasing down the street. We're in car chases. A lot of stuff. It just started to escalate.
That Asian couple was surely looking for a show. I mean, they were ready. Whatever happened, they were ready. I mean, homegirl started. Woo! She had dollars in her hand. Where did dollars come from? I don't know, because she was in a row. But okay.
No. I know where it came from, because remember, Will Smith came in the room with the mail. Yeah. So Mr. Wu, he was gonna tip him, and Will Smith was like, no, I'm good. So he still had the money in his hand, so she took it from him, because she was like, oh no, you're gonna earn this tip.
Yeah.
Hey, I just have in all caps Mrs. Wu with a bunch of exclamation marks.
Mrs. Wu was ready. She's like, you don't speak the language, I don't care. You speak this language. You speak my body language.
Okay. But hey, talk about that roller coaster, because she goes from this random hot young black guy getting naked in her apartment to a bunch of agents busting in with guns.
Yeah.
That is...
Bro, I literally have what a roller coaster of emotions, from horny to screaming in like 2 seconds. She's like, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, hey, listen to me. I promise you, the Woos had the best sex of their life after this encounter.
I mean, yeah, that adrenaline.
100%.
Somebody was bouncing off the wall. Yeah.
Of course.
Freaking Will Smith jumps through a window, jumps across levels. I'm like, okay, let's stop. What is he now?
For me, it was I was okay with him doing that. What bothered me is that he's wearing his socks still. I'm like, you're gonna slip.
Yeah, he couldn't wear no shoes. His shoes were fucked. Like, he had to do what he wanted. And then just jumping. I was like, okay, Will Smith, whatever. Like, come on now.
So he luckily finds a bunch of lighters.
Oh my god!
Storage closet.
Yeah.
A pack of lighters.
Yeah.
At least it was a pack and not one, but maybe one would have been more believable. Like the cleaning guy just left his lighter behind.
Yeah.
Because why are there a pack of lighters?
Why would a hotel need lighters like that? For what? What are they lighting? I've
never seen a lighter.
I've never seen a lighter. I've never seen a hotel person try to light anything. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing with lighters? Yeah. Man's almost killed himself. Let's just be honest. He almost died.
That's what I wrote. I said he's gonna kill himself.
Man, I mean, it was a good plan. We set off the alarm. Then the freaking whole thing was built, and he almost died. I was dying.
I guess it was the best option he had. Points for creativity, I guess, or resourcefulness.
Yeah.
But damn.
For a
Ain't
second,
no
I
way
saw
he
a
walked out
light
of
coming
there.
down. I thought it was a convenient closet that had a skylight, and I was like, "What? Isn't he like on the third floor or 15th floor or something, like on the 18th floor building?" So I was like, "This is magic." And then I realized it was like the light from just the regular light there. But yeah, so I was like, "Oh, how is he gonna get out of this?" Because I don't remember the details. So like, almost even though I've watched it before, this is like almost me watching it for the first time because I don't remember the details at all.
Nice.
So I'm like, "How is he getting out of this?" Man's lighter fire, which, okay, good idea. Man spills it. Hey. Oh, shit, bad idea.
Listen, there was no way he walked out of there without at least second-degree burns.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
He looked
like,
just fine. You know? Man covered his face with a little towel. He was perfectly fine. Like, amazing.
His robe was dirty, so...
There was a little soot on... soot. Sut?
Sut?
Is it sut or soot? Sut?
Ooh.
Sut.
I wasn't going to challenge you when you said sut, but now you introduced suit.
I think it's suit. Because it's S-O-O-T, right?
That doesn't sound right, though. Yeah, no, it is, yeah. It is.
Damn.
Okay.
All right. You got to leave that in.
Moving on. Hey,
put that at the end.
You know what was weird? This started a poll.
Right. Is it sut or is it suit?
Like,
isn't your dad a freaking fireman? What the fuck, bro?
Oh shit! Yeah, I should ask him. He's not around though. What I thought was weird is when the ambulance guys picked him up, and it was like, "It's okay, guy. You're gonna be okay. Hey, guy, relax." And I was like, "Why you calling him Guy? Do you think his name is Guy? Like, why not say Sir? What did you say, Sir? Like, hey, Sir, like just calm down or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a black guy.
It was very weird.
Didn't give no credit. Like, hey, guy.
It was a race thing. Okay, yeah. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, let's go with that.
So, giant chase throughout all of DC. So now this is when they hacked in. What did they do? They pretend to be law enforcement to get, because they was going to end up in a tunnel. So he pretended to communicate with I don't know, Department of Public Works, whoever is in the tunnel, and ask for access to their cameras, you know. So again, we're seeing the power of NSA, the reach, overwhelming reach they have. And Will Smith gets cornered and then just decides, I'm gonna climb up this manhole. Manhole covers,
heavy as fuck,
are 100 to 300 pounds.
Yeah, man just pushed it aside like it was paper. I was like, oh, okay.
Like it was paper. So that was crazy.
I mean, I guess adrenaline? I don't know. But, I mean, it didn't take very much for him to push that shit out of the way. The tunnel scene it's excitement, so I liked it. You know, I was like, it's not a Will Smith movie unless he's running around, like, half naked. Like, it's
running around.
It's just Will Smith's thing, so I get it. But yeah, it was kind of weird. Like you said, you know, the NSA is supposed to be like covert, and it was just like point blank. Just the overtness was just jarring. It just didn't make sense for who the NSA is. I mean, they weren't even using real NSA people. Like the people they hired was an ex-con and somebody else who had ex-military experience or something. For the two guys that were supposed to go chase him in the first place. And they just kind of stayed on the team. Like, I don't know. But it was just, I don't know. It just didn't make sense. But, okay. He really wants all hands on deck because, I mean, it's a literal video of him murdering a congressman. So, I mean, I guess all hands on deck for that. All these people knew about the tape now. Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, okay, so he had at least 4 or 5 guys with him when he did the murder. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. So okay, they know. But now you're even adding more and more people to this. I'm like, so none of these guys. But we
don't know that they know what's on the tape, though.
I thought. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't, because it wasn't ever said. Just knew we were looking for it, but I don't.
I mean, they damn said it on the end, but yeah.
At the end, yeah. But because remember when they were getting questioned later on in the movie, it was like, "You guys know what you were doing?" You know, or because I guess we don't even know did Seth Green and Jack Black know what was on the tape, or just that they needed to find this thing. You know?
Yeah, it was supposed to be quote unquote a training thing, but they had to realize this is not a normal training op.
Correct. Yeah.
You don't go running through the streets shooting people in a training op.
Yeah, I think only those 4 guys that were with him at the lake knew exactly what was on the tape. Yeah. So,
could do that.
But anyway, so after this scene, Will Smith just goes home. Why do they don't have bodies on the house?
They had. You mean
they had surveillance? They had the surveillance inside the house.
Yeah.
But they didn't have anybody parked on the house, like watching the house. Because how was Will Smith able to just go home and hide in his shed or garage or shed? You know,
Yeah,
that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. He became a spy. You know, overnight.
Yeah,
he snuck in.
So he was able to convince his wife, you know, to believe in him and everything. And I think because of partly what you said about the whole her preconceived suspicions of the government, you know.
Yeah.
So Will Smith was able to track down his son because it turns out his son had the video game that had the tape in it. And once he did that, he went to go look for Rachel. And unfortunately, they killed Lisa Bonet off screen, which is crazy. Crazy work.
They did. Planted all his stuff all over her apartment.
They did, which I forgot about. I knew she was gonna die. I forgot about them planting his stuff because when he got in there, I wrote down, "Why are you taking your gloves off and your hat?"
Oh my god!
But
I have that exact note. I'm like, what kind of lawyer finds a dead body and immediately grabs it
and touches it,
ungloved, rubbing his hands, his tears.
Dude.
I'm like, bro. I mean, you gotta be smart here. Like, I understand you're overcome with grief, but Jesus Christ, don't make it hard on yourself.
You are in a heightened state of survival right now.
Yeah.
You can't make these mistakes, okay? Yeah. So after that, he tracks down Brill. And he tracks down Brill, and he convinces Brill to partner with him and to help him get to the bottom of what is going on here.
Yeah.
And Gene Hackman, Will Smith, just every time they were on the screen, it's just great stuff happening. Greatness is happening.
But Gene Hackman is just absolutely killing it. Like, I mean,
killing it.
Will Smith is no slouch. He's no slouch at all. But Gene Hackman is just. I'm just staring into his mouth, just waiting for the next thing he said, the next conspiracy, the next like this works this way, blah blah. And he's firing it like not even. He don't care if you pick it up or not. He's just firing it, and I'm following, and I'm loving it. So, Gene Hackman, shout out to you.
Will Smith was a standing for the audience at this point in time, right? Because Gene Hackman was doing a lot of exposition dumping, but he did it in such a way where you weren't annoyed or
you weren't rolling my eyes like, thanks, lucky you were here. And it was just like,
but he also delivered it in a way where you could still probably be a little confused because Will Smith was like, "Wait, what did you just say?"
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, fuck it," like that's So that all that stuff was great. I want to speed up to where Will Smith blows it and he makes that phone call.
Oh my
so now
god! Again,
yeah.
I would have shot that man. I would have shot him.
Rookie mistake.
Man said, at this point, everything he said is accurate. The man said, "Do not call home."
You're dealing with the NSA.
He said,
"Do
not
who
call
you're dealing
home."
with.
He says, "All right, I'm gonna call her best friend." Oh Jesus Christ! I would have shot him and left him there.
Which was cool because earlier in the movie, Reynolds told them to put a trace on all the 20 most contacted phone numbers.
Yeah.
So that came and I paid up later on in the movie. This movie is so good.
I mean, man knows that he wrote the book. He knows the playbook because he did it. So it's just like he knows what they're gonna do. He knows the procedure, and they follow the procedure to the T. This happens, this is what we do.
Yep.
This happens, this is what we do. And they did it. He predicted it, and it was just like, don't do that. And he was like, I got this. And he was like, all right. Makes man blow up his own building.
He blew it up.
He didn't even think about it. He was like, because you made a call, we gotta go. He's like, grab the cat.
Because you made a call.
Yeah. Man said, hey, grab my cat calmly. Just zoop, 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 zoop. Press some buttons. They're like, oh, yo, this is about to blow. He's like, that's crazy. But the thing that made me laugh here is, like, Gene Hackman was Brill was obviously about to leave Mans, and he held up the cat, and he still had him. He was like, damn.
Like,
he opened the door.
Fine, get in.
Get in. I want my cat. Cat saved the day, man.
I think one of the most questionable things for me in the movie, though, that made me pause was it's clear that Brill is a legend. Well, I think he should have been.
How the hell did they know him?
Strange. Reynolds, at least Reynolds, because Reynolds an old man.
Yeah, they have to have grown up together. Not grown up, but they have to like grown their ranks together. Like, how the hell did they know who he was?
No, they explained it in the movie too. This line that Brill said, he said that Reynolds is not a pro; he's a politician.
I mean, he did say that, yeah.
So I guess that means he didn't come up in the NSA.
Okay.
He probably just became director. He moved over from some other agency to control this one here.
Okay.
So I guess that's the explanation. He didn't come up through the NSA. He didn't grind his way up to the top. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. It makes sense that they didn't know who he was.
No, it doesn't make sense. I'm not believing it.
That chase though, after he blew up his home, or the jars he called it. I know you wrote this down because this is crazy. Will Smith stuck a shotgun across the driver's seat in front of Brill's face to shoot the other car.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way he just discharged a shotgun in front of this man's face. He's deaf.
He should have been.
Like, that's crazy.
I don't know. I mean.
Oh, my gosh.
It works. It doesn't work. It was horrible.
I guess.
I was like, whatever. Again, at this point, it's whatever.
You just ignored it?
I ignored it. It was like, whatever. I didn't even write it down. I'm just like, anyway.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, he already now. This is and then he already has escaped being burnt alive. So I'm like, at this point, he's Superman / Batman / whatever. He cannot be killed. So
plot armor.
Whatever.
The plot armor is getting stronger
thick.
and stronger.
It's getting thick. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
You're right. No injuries. We didn't even see Will Smith with a sore foot from running down the street barefoot.
Yeah.
Okay, like his foot should have been all bloody and stuff.
Yeah.
No injuries to this guy until he got gun butt towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, he had a little gash.
That was the first scar. Yeah. Okay, so they escaped the NSA, but at this point in time, they know what's going on. Brill was able to decipher the tape. They put everything together. They know what is going on, why it's going on. Unfortunately, in the car chase, the one and only tape they had got caught on fire.
Yeah.
So
also,
no leverage.
Will Smith's lap is on fire. And we're just like, okay, like, does fire not burn in this movie? I don't understand what fire does here, because apparently it doesn't work the same in this scenario.
Nah, apparently not. So now they have to pivot because they're like, well, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And Bro's like, you know what? Let's go on the offensive, right? They're not going to expect it, you know, so I understood what Brill said about being able to move in the shadows and move quicker and all that stuff. But up until now, the speed with which the NSA was reacting with everything and just being overwhelming on Will Smith, like in that first act of the movie.
Yeah, they were a step ahead.
They were the whole time. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the NSA like forgot they had magic satellites and, you know.
Well, I guess that just speaks to the level of once Brill gets involved, you know, he knows the playbook, so he helped, I guess.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know, the tide is turning essentially. You know.
Yeah. And it felt like it was happening. Brill had a whole bunch of old bugs and everything that he had at his. So Brill had a different apartment. How did they not find that apartment? What kind of deep dive did they do on Brill? Because they found his real name. I mean, I would assume Brill has a bunch of different aliases.
Yeah, 100%. I doubt this man has ever has used his real name in the last like 40 years. Like, he has to have a million.
That's true too.
LLCs and trust and stuff that he runs through to do anything, because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, he's off the grid 100%. Even though he's in the middle of Washington DC.
Middle of DC, and just. He's an unknown, a complete unknown. So they just walk into his apartment. He gets dressed, give Will Smith some clothes, and then they just they almost flawlessly they execute such a perfect plan where they went to the senator and they bugged the senator's place just to draw attention.
Yeah.
Because at first it's like, why are they bugging this senator? Or what's the point of this? But it was literally just to draw attention to the NSA that one of your guys is going rogue. Yeah. So that was awesome. And you can see Reynolds start to sweat and get a little nervous, but he still believes he's still in control.
Yeah.
And then we fast forward to the scene when he's at his home and his granddaughter is jumping on the couch flipping through the channels, and she lands in a channel where they can see themselves.
Yeah.
So that's when Reynolds is like, all right, man, like shit's really happening here.
Yeah.
And they make contact with Reynolds and decide to organize a drop, an exchange of the tape and all of this stuff. And unfortunately, which I did like, it failed. The plan ultimately failed.
Yeah, they were much faster than they thought.
Yeah. Reynolds started what did he start? He started, what is the word I'm trying to say? He started filibustering and just started talking about all kinds of random shit. And that's when Brill was like, what the fuck?
But I don't know I don't know why he didn't pick up on that a little faster, because it was more obvious than he was alluded to. Like, he was sitting there listening for a while, and then he was like, and it really was the tip off of the guy behind him. He was like, oh, they found him. And he's like, yeah, you should get out of here. But I was like, man's just saying nothing right now. These are just words. Like, it meant nothing.
Not saying anything.
And I'm like, how are you not picking up that he's stalling? Like, what are you doing? Yeah, I was like, all right, well, whatever. Movie got a movie. They got to get captured, so fine.
Yeah, they did.
The crazy part
so
is we're like 80-90% of the movie through the movie, and this is like the first time they're like actually seeing each other and actually like in contact with each other without it just being chasing with like either cameras or satellite. All of this is done without the enemies, quote unquote, because they're enemies of each other, even seeing each other, which is just also crazy of the strength and the reach of NSA and people with NSA-like capabilities and government-like capabilities. Is like, you don't know who your enemy is. You won't even see them unless they want to be seen, which is exactly what happens here.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I guess outside of, there were the two cop agents that went to the door, but everything else is they're just being chased, you know, and by an unknown amount of people. You probably could have picked most of those guys out of a lineup or anything.
Yeah, because even Brill was like, you know how much agents you had on a ferry with you? Like, the whole ferry could have been full of agents. You have no idea. All of them could just regular guys, you know.
So now we're ready for the end of the movie. We're all face to face in this van, and for some reason, Jack Black recorded the conversation. I guess because is he still thinking this is a training operation, so it's standard procedure to record this, or what?
Dude asked him, but he never responded. So I don't know why he recorded it. Like,
but I saw when he hit record.
I didn't. I must have
because this showed us him hitting record, and it was confusing because I'm like, I think it's Brill record. No, it was Jack Black hit record on the van for whatever reason. I don't know. So, Brill is, trying to be a smart ass and trying to figure his way out of the thing, and Reynolds is not about it. He shoots a man in his hand.
Dang,
and
he was like, oh my God.
I'm out of patience. Never mind. I don't want to be this guy, but this is not how firearms works, guys. Everyone in that van is deaf right now, or their ears are ringing.
It is very loud.
Like that's
you're not just casually talking after. Everybody's been like, "Yeah, so I'm going inside now." Is what should have happened, but they were just like
after
whispering.
Everyone screamed out in pain because some of their eardrums ruptured. Yeah. But hey, whatever. So Will Smith on the fly finally, because Brill had this: "You're either incredibly smart or incredibly stupid."
Oh,
he brings that line back.
Thanks for taking my line. But,
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm so sorry.
It's too late. That's fine. It's fine.
Shit.
It's fine.
No, okay, I'll cut it.
Nah, it's too late. I'm gonna cut it. I'll get something else. I'll get something else. It's fine. I don't have time.
So Will Smith thinking on his feet, comes up with a plan on the fly to somehow get them out of this, and he decides he's going to introduce the NSA to the Mafia, to Pantero's guys. I don't know. I mean, I know he didn't think it through all the way, but
it played out perfectly in this man's hand.
It played out perfectly.
Like,
they were gonna die regardless.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at him for this Hail Mary. Also, he knows he was really banking on the FBI wanting to get involved. Although the FBI took a long time to show up. Like, they're watching this stuff happen. I guess they want to blow their
Yeah, they don't want to blow their thing because they have no idea what's happening. I mean, there's like, oh, the black guy's back with some guys, and they're like, oh, okay.
But they should have been. So I'm gonna assume that they have like facial recognition or software or something in that apartment. like, because they're taking pictures. They should be able to at least do ID checks and like try and figure out who somebody's. No, like no,
Nah,
FBI wouldn't have that.
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah,
it's not the FBI.
I guess not.
I think they're just there for surveillance. I mean, I'm sure they're running it through at some point, but I don't think they have like active just surveillance for every person that comes by. Like, nah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, so they didn't. So
well, they didn't.
Will Smith goes in and does a great job of steering the conversation.
Hell yes, I love that.
Speaking in specifics, it was awesome.
That was
awesome.
Excellent. Like,
yeah.
I love that they didn't exposition us to death. Like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was just like just enough was said that both of them think they're thinking about the same thing, even though they're not. And the audience is just sitting. Well, me as the audience is just sitting there, just eating it up. That they're literally talking about two different things, but it sounds like they're talking about the same thing. They were just about to mess it up, and he's like, "Yeah." So I forget the line he specifically says, but yeah, whatever he said steers it, so they're now focused on each other. Like, oh, you sold it to him?
Yeah, because
he ain't said a word.
He asked, are you the guy that made the tape?
Yeah.
And that's what made Will Smith do what you said when he was like, well, okay, like, forget,
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was awesome stuff.
So here's the guy you want. He didn't say a name. He's like, here's the guy you want. And then he's another guy, here's the guy you want. And they're just kind of like at each other now. Like, you sold it to him. Yeah, it's my take. You want it back? You can't get it back. And they're just like, he's talking about something else with him drinking and smoking with the freaking union leaders. And he's talking about damn murder. And they're just like, yeah. It's beautifully done.
Well,
this was the reason for
this
the
all
movie.
ends up. It was. And it all ends up in this Mexican standoff.
This bloodbath.
Everyone's guns are drawn. Yeah. And, I don't understand Pintero. Because after a while, he was outnumbered. Because more of the NSA, Reynolds guys came in. They were surrounded.
Yeah.
And Pintero did not give a shit. He's like, yo,
I mean, you're on my home turf.
Guns away and get the hell out of here. I mean, well, I guess we found out too, the people in the kitchen all had weapons.
Yeah. You're on my home turf. I'm not backing down either. You come in my house, I'm not backing down. And he wasn't going to. Even John Reynolds was like, all right, we'll figure this out later. Because somebody's going to, even if you're outnumbered, you're still more than likely probably, going to get hit. So just like, do you want to take that chance? And no
one wants
I
to
wouldn't.
die.
Yeah, no one wants to die. It's a small room. There's nowhere to go except magically Will Smith. But whatever. So yeah, so it makes sense. John Boyd, I'm sorry, Reynolds says, okay, we'll just figure it out later. And then this rogue agent comes,
one of the mercenaries,
and decides he's ready to light some shit up. And he's like, fire, and now everybody's firing.
That's it.
And that's it.
And then Will Smith hands under a table behind a bulletproof tablecloth.
That's literally what I said, big dog. I was like, did he fucking find a bulletproof table? Because what the fuck? Like, not only did he like escape when he was initially sitting right there and didn't get hit, fine. Bullets are just flying. No ricochet, no pieces, nothing. This bulletproof freaking tablecloth / table. Man just hides under there and emerges and unscathed again. Unscathed again. Not even a scratch. Unscathed. Except for the gun butt. That's all he's got.
What was a little silly is the FBI agent be like, no, he's good. He's not with them. How the fuck do you know that?
I was like, what? He was like, no, I guess because he was there before. I was like, but that could make you even more suspicious. Like, this is the second time I've seen you, and now the entire room is full of dead bodies. So arrest that man.
Be questioned.
Arrest that man immediately.
Whatever, if it's a 40 to 72 hour hold, if it's 40 hours, that full 40 hours, he was going to be in FBI custody. Okay, that was
arrest that man is what I would have said. But no, like,
I'm not mad at it.
It's like, hey, he gets away with it.
Wait, hold on. You know what we forgot? Before the shooting started, Pintero mushed Reynolds off.
He did. Again, if I'm in my home turf, I'm about to be badass. I'm Billy Badass.
Oh, Pintero's right. But he mushed the hell out of this dude. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Listen, after this whole thing ended, my note here is this movie fucking rocks. I had such a great time.
Yeah.
I had such a great time. And I guess what I also liked about the FBI being planted there, they were able to use that. I'm assuming, because this is subtext now, but I'm assuming that the FBI was the one who was able to exonerate Will Smith and clear him up of all charges and kind of help set his life back together. Because it would need a powerful agency to be able to allow Will Smith to go back into life because his life was ruined. You understand? Mm-hmm. So I think the FBI being in there as an additional element helps make it believable that Will Smith was able to return to everyday life. Mm-hmm. To some degree, you know, he probably will be followed by news reporters to be like, "What the hell just happened to you this last week?" You know. Right. But yeah, and that's the movie. Brill somehow, before going to some undisclosed beach somewhere, decides to sneak into Will Smith's house and plant a camera. And
or is that like the camera that they planted? Because remember they planted that one up there in the fire, in the smoke alarm in the beginning. So did they just not sweep that, and he just kept it? And he just found the frequency for it and just timed into it.
If that's the case, Will Smith is nuts for not doing a sweep of his own house after everything he's seen.
Sir, I was immediately selling my shit, and like we are moving.
Yeah, we had to move.
Like. Because he doesn't have that experience. He still doesn't have... I mean, he had a week, maybe. I don't know.
How would he sweep for
exactly.
bugs? You're right.
He had a couple days crash course of bullshit. But how the hell would I know that they put it in my smoke...
Best case scenario, he would have gotten the FBI to do the sweep or for the FBI to request the NSA to, like, sanction the NSA, like, charge them or something to say, you all need to
remove
go and
shit.
perform.
Yeah.
But then...
I don't know.
Would you trust that?
No, yeah.
I wouldn't trust that. Even if that happened, I wouldn't trust that the NSA removed
I'd be like, well, we
moved
it. Or deny it. I'd be like, we don't have any stuff in there. Like, I'm not about to... I'm about to give you my answers.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, well, hey, that's the movie. That was Enemy of the State. Mm-hmm. Who was the real enemy of the state?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
All right, so let's rate this thing.
Rate it.
For any newcomers... We rate our movies based on 5 categories: plot and writing, acting and casting, production cinematography, music and sound, and then finally cultural impact. Everything is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's begin with plot and writing. What do you have?
For plot and writing, I have a solid 7.5.
Oh, you're doing halves now. What's your first half a point?
I couldn't know. I was really in between 7 and 8, so I was like... Fuck it, 7.5. Let's go for it.
Okay. I gave it an 8.
See?
I gave it an 8.
We're close.
Yeah. Movie's awesome, you know.
The movie is awesome. The plot is awesome. The writing is awesome.
It all made sense. They were very meticulous as much as it could be.
Yeah.
Of course, there's going to be some like not sci-fi, but just some kind of like movie magic in there. Yeah. But it's a movie. We're here to be entertained, and this was entertaining.
Yeah, it was
all
good.
The way through.
It was good. 7.5.
Acting and casting.
I gave it a solid 9 for Gene Hackman and Will Smith.
Yep, I gave it a 10. I gave it a 10. Gene Hackman was amazing. Will Smith was amazing. John Voight was amazing. Mm-hmm. Regina King in a limited role was amazing. It was the only, I guess if I wanted to like deduct points, the goons were a little kind of weak, you know, but I don't really care about that. Yeah. The performances by everyone else was awesome.
Okay.
Production, cinematography, and visuals. What you got for that?
Okay. I'm a little lower, and I'll tell you why.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's okay. So I gave it a 6.
Okay.
But it is not necessarily its fault. Like, it is very 90s. It is very fast cuts, very zoomy, very like in, out, and that just annoys me. So that's just a personal thing for me. When you're trying to tell a story, it's just bam, zoom, ha, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Let me focus so I know what's going on. I mean, it's not hard to tell, but also it's a little off-putting for me. So I gave it a 6.
I got you. I gave it an 8. So that zoomy, hard to tell thing, that is... I read that's part of Tony Scott's style. He likes that frenetic because I think I saw that he likes to give the camera energy, you know, or something like that. But I can understand how that can be off-putting.
Yeah.
But I did like even as ridiculous as it may have seemed, like the imagery with the satellites and everything, the tracking. I thought all that was really cool. The set of blowing up the building, and I like all the set designs that they did. So I gave it an 8, but I understand your 6 100%.
Okay.
Music and sound, what you got for that?
Yeah, I don't really have anything much for that. I give it a 6.
6. I give it a 7. It was a nice score, very engaging score as far as what you would want from a thriller. Nothing that was set any records or world shattering, but I give it a 7 because I enjoyed it. Cultural impact. What do you have in that one?
I'm actually high on this. I gave it a 9.
Really?
I gave it a 9 because this movie drove a lot of conversations around what the NSA is really allowed to do. And, there's a lot of, they have to do a lot of PR stuff to be, like you said, they have to come up and be like, we don't do this. Yeah. But then everybody's like, you're sure? So I think that's, I think that's culturally very impactful. So I gave it a 9.
You're right. I'm going to change my score because I had it at a 3, to be honest. Just because I love the movie, but I don't ever hear this movie when people are talking about Will Smith's great roles and all of that. I don't hear it. Yeah. And I just don't understand why not. I think it's an amazing movie. Mm-hmm. When I saw what you saw with how the NSA literally reacted to this movie, I felt they had to do all this PR stuff. I did raise my score, not quite as high as you, but I raised it to a 6.
Okay.
So I had it down at 3, so I raised it to a 6 because of making the government feel like they had to do some cleanup on it, and the movie did make a lot of money. It was very gross a lot of money. The longevity of the movie, I just don't understand why this movie is not talked about more in circles, and I really wish it was because this is definitely one of my all-time favorite movies. I've seen this a bunch, and I think it's great. Our final scores, I have a 7.8, and you have a 7.5 for the movie. All right, folks. Well, that will do it for our Real Talk and Banter on Enemy of the State. To connect with us, to give us some feedback, or just say hello, email us at realtalkbanter@gmail.com. That's REEL banter@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.
Remember, folks, it's not about whether they can watch you. It's about what happens when they decide to.
Spooky. All right. And we are out. Yeah. Smith? Will what's Will Smith's name? It's Willard, right?
I believe it is, yes. I believe it is. I don't know.
Okay.
Willard. That's a bad name.
Oh, Willard.
That's a horrible
All right. Yeah. Willard Carroll Smith.
The second.
Come on now. Inarguably the most famous Willard Smith ever, so he might as well just become the first and tell Pops, "Ew, man, like this is my name now.
Oh,
I'm gonna name you something else."
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. I think every son, every dad probably, dreads that day of his son taking over.
That's why you don't name your kids after you people. Just don't do it. All right. Just keep it separate. Okay. For better or for worse. You don't want that smoke.